Are you a high school athlete, somebody who's in prep school, or maybe even a JUCO product who have dreams and aspirations of playing Division I basketball and pursuing your basketball career? Well, if that's the case, I have 5 steps on what you need to know in order to become a Division I basketball player. So let's get into it.
Previously on Ready to Die.
Charleston Chew, an underrated candy bar. This is a Charleston classic. Towson against Xavier. Juwan Gray from Towson.
100%. What's going on, y'all? It's the real Juan here. And I wanted to create this video to give as much game out to as many people as I can on what you need to know in order to play Division I sports, Division I basketball in that sense. As a former college athlete myself, I felt like I was credible enough to create this video, and I had the opportunity to play at college basketball at one of the highest levels. Here are my 5 things that you need to know if you want to play Division I basketball. The first thing that you need to know is that you have to be eligible. No matter how good you are, no matter if you're the most popular person in your area, if you want to play Division I basketball, you have to meet the academic requirements in order to get to the Division I institution that you want to attend. If you're not eligible right away, you might have to take some alternative routes, like go to prep school and brush up on your SAT or ACT scores. Or maybe, worst case scenario, you might have to go to JUCO for 1 to 2 years to improve your grades. If you are a freshman and you are watching this video and you want to play Division I basketball, you are in the perfect scenario because you are just starting off your high school career. The classes that you're taking right now aren't even too difficult. One thing you can actually do is go to your guidance counselor and make sure that you're taking all of the courses that you need to take in order to be eligible. I actually have an article from the NCAA website on potential student athletes and the courses that they need to take in order for them to be eligible. So I'm gonna read that out right now. To be eligible to compete in NCAA sports during your first year at a Division I school, you must graduate high school and meet all of the following requirements. You want to complete 16 core courses, and that's required by 4 years of English, 3 years of math, Algebra 1 or higher, 2 years of natural physical science, including 1 year of lab science in your high school if they offer it, 1 additional year of English, math, or natural physical science, 2 years of social science, and 4 years of English, math, natural science, social science, foreign language, comparative religion, or philosophy. Also, you want to complete 10 core courses, including 7 in English, math, or natural/physical science before your 7th semester. So your 7th semester would be your first semester of your senior year. And once you begin your 7th semester, you may not repeat or replace any of those 10th courses to improve your core course GPA. And out of all 16 of these core courses, you need to earn at least a 2.3 GPA. Turn in all of your homework assignments, study for your quizzes and tests, and actually make an effort in your classes, because you would rather work hard now than wait until your 2nd semester of your junior and even your senior year to possibly be on the verge of being eligible to play Division I basketball. You know, that's going to add way more stress to your plate than if you start early and not having to wait until later on. Lastly, you have to earn an SAT combined score or ACT sum score matching your core course GPA on the Division I sliding scale, which balances your test scores and core course GPA. If you have a low test score, you need a higher core course GPA to be eligible. And if you have a low core course GPA, you need a higher test score to be eligible. Take all of these gems that I just gave you and use it to your advantage right now, because you don't want to play catch up. You rather put in the time now and then coast later. So the second thing that you need to know if you want to play Division I basketball is that you need exposure. Like, there's no other way around it. You need to have as much exposure as you can, whether that's you going to camps or you playing AAU basketball. I highly recommend that you do both, but if you can only do one, I would say play AAU basketball for the right organization. I'll use myself for an example. I'm from a small state, which is Delaware. Not too many people know it on the map. Back when I was in high school, the quality of Delaware basketball was not where it needs to be. I was in a position where I had the opportunity to play for 2 elite AAU programs, and that was We Are One and Team Final. And, in retrospect, looking back, I can honestly say that with the help to playing AAU basketball, I was able to develop those relationships with some of the coaches and be on their radar. So that is a major thing that you need to do if you're a high school athlete, is play AAU basketball. Choose the best program that's going to suit you for your future. You see it all the time. There are a lot of players who want to be with the big name organizations. They want to play in the EYBL circuit or the Under Armour circuit or the Adidas Gauntlet. And those names that are in those leagues are very enticing. We got Team Final, We Are One, Team Thought, Boo Williams, all these teams, but they have limited spots. So you want to be in a position where you'll be able to showcase all of your talents and win as much games as you can, rather than being on an elite team and sitting the bench. Yeah, you'll get a lot of the gear. You'll get all the t-shirts, the basketball sneakers, you'll get the hoodies, the EYBL. You'll get all that stuff. But what's it going to cost you? Would you rather have all of the gear that the elite players get and not play? Or would you rather not have a lot of the gear right now, but you'll be playing with a great AAU team that gives you the chance for you to showcase your talent amongst hundreds of Division I coaches? Also, another thing, prep school is another tool that I use to get my Division I basketball scholarship. I went to Scotland Performance Institute. It's a very small prep school in Pennsylvania, and I was there for 1 year. And I didn't need to go there for academics. I just needed to go there for more basketball exposure. Going to prep school really prepared me for my years of playing Division I basketball. All of our practices were ran like a Division I practice. We couldn't be late to any of our practices or our classes, because if we were late, we were doing a whole bunch of this at practice. So I had to learn discipline there. We ate like Division I athletes. And, I had a great year in prep school, and I ended up leaving with about 10 plus offers. And once again, I'll say the same thing that I said for, your AAU programs. You want to go to a prep school that has your best interests at heart, that wants to see you succeed and not just get your money and leave you sitting on the bench and not ultimately getting what you came to get, which is a scholarship. So the third thing that you're going to need to do in order for you to play Division I basketball is sacrifice. You have a vision in your head on what you want out of your future, and you know what it takes to get there. So you're going to have to sacrifice time with your family sometimes, sacrifice time with your friends, sacrifice the parties, sacrifice the leisure time in order for you to get to where you want to get to. There are so many people competing for a Division I scholarship or even a college scholarship in general, but we're going to break some numbers down really quick. I pulled up another statistic on the potential athletes from high school to Division I. So the amount of high school basketball players in the entire United States is 547,271 people. That's over 500,000 people that you have to compete with. Think about that. And I believe there's like 356 Division I programs alone in the entire United States. Next, we have the amount of men playing college basketball, which is 31,235 people from the Division I to the Division III level. So you can see how drastically that number was reduced from high school to college. So now moving on to the number of men playing college basketball. And that number is 4,723. So we went from the athletes of playing high school basketball, which is 547,271, all the way to 4,723. That's less than a 1% chance of a high school player playing Division I basketball. And if those stats don't alarm you, that you need to sacrifice your time and dedicate yourself to playing basketball and doing all the things that you need to do in order for you to get to that level, then most likely you're probably not going to make it. The fourth thing that you need to know if you want to play Division I basketball is that you need to stand out on and off the floor. Let's just get this out the way right now. You need to be able to play defense in order for you to get on the floor, because that's the reason for coach to be able to trust you. If you can defend, rebound, and take care of the ball, those three things alone will allow your college coach to trust you. You know, you need to develop an identity, whether that identity is being a tenacious defender, where you're able to guard multiple positions. You know, you can guard 1 through 4, or maybe 1 through 5. Like, that would be even great. You can be an elite rebounder, somebody who finishes plays on the defensive end by snagging down the defensive rebound, or somebody who gives their team second chances by grabbing offensive rebounds. You know, college coaches love that. You can be an elite playmaker, somebody who's extremely intelligent in the game of basketball and sets up plays for their teammates and knows when to control the game, knows when they need to be aggressive in order for them to get the advantage on the defense. Or whether you can block shots, you're an elite shot blocker. You can be an elite shooter. If you want to be an elite shooter, you're going to have to learn to come off of flare screens, come off of pin downs, Iverson cuts. You're going to have to learn to shoot off of stagger screens. You're going to have to learn to take shot fake, one dribble pull-ups, or sidestep pull-ups, spot-up shots, trail shots. And if you're an elite shooter who can make shots at a high percentage, that can guarantee you a spot at the Division I basketball level. You have to develop a certain skill to separate yourself from the competitors. You know, for me, I had to develop an identity in order for me to get on the floor. And that identity was being a defensive presence. You know, I'm 6'8". I got long arms. You know, I'm quick on my feet. So I use the advantage of using my God-given abilities with my hard work in order for me to be a lockdown defender. Number 5, the last thing you need to know in order for you to play Division I basketball is that you need to be a great person and teammate. You have to think of it like this. College athletics is a business. These coaches, they have families. They have this job to provide for their family. These coaches have to rely on 18, 19, 21, 22-year-olds for their livelihood. They're going to do every single thing in their power in order to make sure that they're recruiting the right person for their program. So these college coaches, they're going to call up your high school coach or your AAU coach and be like, hey, you know, we're really interested in Juwan and we just want to know a little bit more about him. So can you tell me? And you know, the basketball world is extremely small, so your basketball coach may not vouch for you all the time if you're a bad person or a bad teammate, because that's their representation, you know, going out the window. If they send a bad player to a Division I program, there might be a pipeline where they've called your high school or AAU coach in the past getting players. And your coaches are going to be as authentic as possible because they don't want their reputation to be tarnished. So I don't think they're going to lie for you. And if they do, shame on them, because they're just doing you a disservice at the end of the day. For you being a great teammate, just be as energetic as possible. You know, you want to celebrate your teammate's success like it's your success. You know, if your teammate scores a basket, you want to be jumping up, you know, hands all in the air, just cheering, just showing great excitement, because that energy is very contagious. And there's people who see that. And also, to go along with being a great person, just show kindly manners. You know, holding the door open for somebody, saying please and thank you. Yes, sir, no, sir, especially the people who you don't know, because college coaches, like I said, they will do their research and they will contact people who you wouldn't think they would contact. They're going to let them know if you're a good person or not. So just treat people with respect, be the greatest person you can possibly be. Also, you want to have great body language. That even if you don't say anything, your body language, you know, your head down, shoulders in front of your body, you shrugging down, that's a bad look. And college coaches look at all of that.
Body language screams. It screams for everybody to see. Head down, this. And in most cases, it's an immaturity thing. But the second part of it is a little lack of toughness, mental toughness, that I'm not getting broken down because I missed a couple shots or I fumbled a ball or I missed a free throw. I don't care. I'm tough.
So I know this video said there's 5 things that you need to know in order for you to be a Division I basketball player, but I had to throw a little bonus in there for y'all because this right here is probably one of the biggest things that you need to know on this entire list. So I'm going to throw it in as a bonus for y'all. You need to be careful what you post on social media. Social media has grown to a point where people have access to your daily life and it's easier to get in contact with you than ever before. This is something that cannot be taken lightly. You have to think about it like this. Whatever you post on social media is going to be seen forever. There's no turning back. Once you delete it, it does not matter. It's probably in a database somewhere, or if it's been up long enough and somebody has saw it, it's just a simple screenshot or a screen record. There's actually been a few instances where people who have been suspended from their basketball team or kicked out of their university because of things they posted on social media. So you always want to be conscious of what you post on social media. Something that has helped me throughout my high school experience and also in college was think about what your parents or your grandparents might think about when you post a picture on social media. I'm not saying you can't have fun, but be smart about what you post. If you're going to a party, try not to post anything with illegal activities within your photo. That can be detrimental to your future, even if you didn't do anything, even if you didn't drink, or even if you didn't smoke. But just the image of you having that in your photo can hinder college coaches from reaching out to you just based off of what you posted on social media. That's all that I have for this video. The 5 simple things that you need to know in order for you to be a Division I basketball player. You need to be eligible. You need to have as much exposure as you possibly can. You're going to need to sacrifice your time. You need to develop an identity. You're going to need to be a great person and a great teammate. And a bonus, you're going to need to watch what you post on social media. I hope this video helped for all the people who have interest in playing D1 basketball. And if it did, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions, you can interact with me on my social media links, which I have down in the description. So thank y'all for tuning into this video. I hope y'all appreciated the gems that I gave you, especially the freshmen. Use this time to your advantage so you don't have to play catch up later on. You're in the perfect position possible in order for you to get on the right track of playing D1 basketball. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching. Until next time, peace.